Requiem will mix a lot of horror and survival elements with new and innovative mechanics. It will also give us a completely different look at Raccoon City compared to what we remember, including new areas and plenty of dangerous enemies. And finally, don't miss a series of strong rumors about the villain, Ada, and Leon that are going to blow your mind. Stick around for this new video and let's get started. Once again, it was Masato Kumazawa, a Capcom producer, who dropped new information about Requiem, this time through an interview with Checkpoint Gaming, where he shared details about the game's development, its focus on horror, and the new version of Raccoon City we'll see in this chapter. Kumazawa said that Resident Evil 9 is the entry that has gone through the most trial and error processes in the entire history of the series. One example is the creature that chases Grace, which went through many different designs and didn't even start out as a giant. It was originally about the size of a normal person. They eventually redesigned it over and over until Capcom was happy with how terrifying it looked. The devs have spent a lot of time perfecting the game's horror elements, and while they can't go too deep into it yet, it has been confirmed that there will be new mechanics for the series that were specifically designed to make the game scarier. They gave a simple example with the ability to turn lights on and off to interact with the environment, but they clarified that there will be more interesting mechanics in the final game.
Kumazawa said that the development team drew inspiration from many places and sources to create a gameplay core strongly focused on horror, which seems to blend well with the new combat and exploration mechanics. He wasn't very specific, but the producer said the game aims to explore Alyssa Ashcroft's story after the events in Raccoon City, especially everything related to the fall of Umbrella, the bioterror incidents that happened afterward, and of course, the discovery of a secret piece of information that no one was ever supposed to find, which ultimately cost Alyssa her life. Kumazawa also noted that Requiem includes many touches of classic survival horror. For example, resources are scarce, and players will need to manage and use them wisely. The producer also mentioned that we'll run into familiar situations and places, but they've worked hard to make them feel different. This time we're returning to Raccoon City, an iconic location for the series. However, they said it won't be like you remember it from Resident Evil 2 or 3. Instead, it will have a completely new layout, with new environments and many different monsters. Kumazawa admitted that keeping everything strictly in a classic style wouldn't be fun, which is why they also added innovative elements and different weapons to the horror system to keep the gameplay dynamic. I think Capcom wants to appeal to nostalgia, while still trying to surprise players, both the hardcore fans and those who are just joining the series.
Now, let's move on to a series of strong rumors about the game that have been circulating online recently. But be warned, there may be spoilers, and the source doesn't have a reputation as reliable as Dusk Golem, so please take everything with caution and only for entertainment purposes. With that said, let's go over these supposed leaks. These rumors say that a Requiem DLC might already be in development, a detail that actually lines up with what insider Dusk Golem mentioned, as he said this extra content could focus on Alyssa Ashcroft. There's also talk about the game featuring several different types of enemies, each with its own attack style, which would help keep combat from feeling repetitive. And pay attention, because it's even possible that we'll run into many bosses throughout the game. Another important point is that this source said we won't have a merchant, something that, as I mentioned in the previous video, was officially confirmed just a few days ago by producer Kumazawa. The leak also claims that Requiem will feature very smart puzzles that are well integrated into the story, and that they might be some of the hardest in the series. These rumors line up with reports from Dusk Golem, who says that Leon Kennedy will be in the game and will have a motorcycle at his disposal which we could use to explore several areas of Raccoon City. It's said that in the hotel level we'll come across an atmosphere or environment very similar to Silent Hill, although it's not clear what exactly they meant by that.
It's also mentioned that the main villain will be epic, similar to Wesker or Nemesis, and that to the delight of many fans, Leon will be revealed very soon. Continuing with the bad guys, it's believed that the strange old man with the mask and goggles will appear several times throughout the story, and that his appearance will change with each encounter. This man may also have a subordinate working under him. I think it could be the hooded figure who attacked Alyssa and Grace at the hotel. Grace would indeed run into Leon, and it's even implied that they'll cooperate in some way during the game. Kennedy will face several difficult or tragic situations in the story, and it seems his voice will be more intense to match the personality he'll have in Requiem. The leaks mentioned a return of the item mixing and crafting system, including a few combinations inspired by past games. We'll also see new versions of familiar enemies, but much more disturbing than before. And in fact, director Nakanishi had already mentioned something similar in an interview back in September.
It seems that Grace will handle weapons very well, even better than Ethan, and her personality will grow stronger throughout the game. We'll also see new combat and death animations that are very explicit and brutal. The leak ends by saying that it doesn't look like Ada will appear in Requiem, but Capcom might simply be keeping any information related to her under wraps. That's all for today, everyone. We had both official information and strong rumors about Resident Evil 9. I know everything sounds amazing, but remember that none of this is confirmed. So above all, let's wait for Capcom's official statements. I'm sharing these rumors because I know many people enjoy them as much as I do. We'll stay tuned for more updates about the game. I hope to bring you content more frequently, so I'd really appreciate your support by subscribing to the channel, leaving your comments, and dropping a like. Thanks for watching, greetings to everyone, and see you soon. Bye.